Welcome to Just For You with Sandra. We're thrilled to have you with us today. Prepare to be uplifted by the powerful message ahead. If you're joining us on social media, please take a moment to hit that share button. Need a prayer? Our virtual church doors are wide open for you, your loved ones, or anyone in need. Reach out to our dedicated intercessors at 1-855-258-7848 and press 1, or simply give us a call to let us know you're here. Tag a friend and let's receive an inspiring word from Pastor Sandra Riley.
to the book of Lamentations, chapter number 3, verse number 21. I'm reading verses 21 through 23. Lamentations, chapter 3, verse number 21, down through verse 23. If you have it, would you say amen? Amen. It reads as follows. This I recall to my mind. Therefore I have hope. Through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Come on here, somebody. I want you to just repeat the words of our subject for tonight, and just come on, just let it ring out. Just let it ring out. A reflective praise. Come on. For a faithful God. Okay, now you know where we're going. Let's try it again. A reflective praise for a faithful God. Come on, let's give the Lord a hand praise. Tonight, as we stand on the threshold of 2025, we are not crossing over in defeat. I want somebody to know that regardless of what you had to struggle through to get here tonight, we are stepping into destiny. Somebody can give him a pre-praise and shout, I made it. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. And let's be clear. Those of you that don't get it, you may be even in our virtual audience and don't understand it. We didn't make it by luck. We didn't make it by chance. We made it because of God's faithfulness unto us. Come on. And like Jeremiah, when we pause just for a few moments, it doesn't take long, to reflect, we can't help but lift up a reflective praise for a faithful God who has carried us through dangers seen and dangers unseen. I know I got some help in here. Look at somebody and tell them, say, neighbor, it's been rough, but God's been faithful. The book of Lamentations is attributed to the prophet Jeremiah as its writer. And in our text, we see Israel facing a season of judgment and exile. Jerusalem, where they worshiped God now and experienced his presence, now lay in ruins, and its people were just scattered and they were suffering. Despite the intense grief and the despair that fills much of Lamentations, when you read it, you'll see. Chapter number 3 is where Jeremiah pauses to reflect. In verse number 21, he says, wait a minute, this I recall to my mind. Therefore I have hope. In the middle of his lament, when he recalled, watch this now, just one thing to his mind. He was reminded of God's mercies, his compassion, his faithfulness, his mercy, his compassion, his faithfulness caused him to say, wait a minute, I can't continue to have a pity party like I was having. Do you understand when we look back and remember God's faithfulness? How good God has been to us. Our focus begins to shift. And it shifts from the weight of our problems to the greatness of our God. We are no longer overwhelmed by what's in front of us because we know the one who brought us out and brought us through before has the ability to bring us through again. Some of y'all need to holler, Lord, do it again. Oh, come on, somebody, Lord, do it again. Jeremiah decides it's time to shift his focus. Notice he chooses to look beyond his troubles and begin to lean on the strength of his God's proven faithfulness. It is a choice. You can choose tonight to sit there, be sad, bad, and mad all at the same time. Depressed, oppressed, obsessed, looking like you don't have car fare to get to the welfare. Or you can choose to give God the praise and the glory, honor, come on somebody, that's due him. And let's be clear, Jeremiah's faith is fueled not by what he sees. The Bible is clear. It says, for we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen, they're temporal. They're subject to change. Come on here, somebody. But his faith is fueled by what he knows. Whether I see it with the natural eye or not, what I know is that God has never failed me. Come on here. I am of the opinion that remembering is a spiritual discipline. Don't get spiritual amnesia in difficult times and forget what God has already done for you. Sometimes we focus so much on the present struggles that we forget the past victories. But when you remember God's track record, come on here somebody, you realize that if God did it for me before, he has the power and the ability to bring me through this again. Come on, somebody. Allow me to just draw a few unshakable truths from our text on tonight. First, God's mercy kept us. And because of that, we are still here. Verse number 22 says, through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed. Now stop for a moment. Let's be honest. We've been through some fiery trials this year. You can act like you haven't been through nothing if you want to. Some have faced sickness, but you're still here. Some have had battles with depression, but you're still here. Some have faced financial difficulties and struggles, but you're still here. Some have faced devastation within your family, but you're still here. Do me a favor. Just testify to your neighbor real quick and just tell him, say, neighbor, I should have lost my mind. But God's mercy held me together. Oh, come on here, somebody. Come on, somebody. Oh, come on, somebody. The fact that you are still here means the enemy failed. Because God's mercy prevailed. Come on here, somebody. Oh, somebody ought to be declaring, if it had not been for the Lord on our side, come on, the enemy would have swallowed us up. But thanks be unto God that giveth us the victory. God said no. He didn't let the fire consume you. He didn't let the flood drown you. Come on, somebody ought to lift up their hands and declare, thank God I'm still here. God's compassion renews us. Fresh mercies for a new season is what we are constantly receiving. Verse number 23, watch this, says, they are new every morning. Tell somebody, I'm walking into 2025 with new mercies. I got new mercies. I got new mercies. God's mercy is not on back order. Come on here, somebody. His grace doesn't come with an expiration date. God's compassion isn't recycled. Every morning, he gives us a fresh start, another chance to believe again, another chance to hope, another chance to trust, another chance to praise. Everybody ought to holler, new mercies for a new year. Doesn't matter how bad yesterday was. When the clock strikes 12 midnight, God's mercies begin to reset in your life. When the enemy is trying to make you feel like I'm not going to be able to make it, I can't make it until tomorrow, you've got to know how to remind yourself, if I can make it till midnight, I'm going to get a reset of mercy and I'm going to be all right. Come on, somebody. I just want somebody to get ready for a reset. God's faithfulness holds us. He never fails us. Verse 23 says, great is your faithfulness. God's faithfulness isn't just great, it's unshakable faithfulness. He was faithful when you and I were faithless. He was faithful when we were weak. He was faithful when we felt forgotten. Come on, somebody. I'm so glad that even when I feel like I can't make it, the faithfulness of God doesn't snap, crackle, or pop. His faithfulness is unshakable. Look back over 2024 real quick and think about the times that God made a way for you out of no way. God opened doors that folks tried to shut, but nobody was able to shut. Think about how good he came and stepped in just in a nick of time. I just got to remind somebody that he's been faithful. Reflective praise breaks chains and builds faith. Jeremiah decided it's time to shift my focus. I'm going to look beyond my troubles. I'm going to lean on his strength. I'm going to lean on his proven faithfulness. Yes, I've got to trust him like never before. Even though he looked at the ruins, he saw the ruins around him. He shifted his focus and gave God a reflective praise. Woo! I just want to tell somebody it's time for you to shift. Before the clock strikes midnight, you've got to shift. Shift from worry to worship. Shift from fear to faith. Shift from panic to praise. Because when you praise God in the middle of the problem, the chains start breaking and the doors start opening. Come on here. Y'all remember Paul and Silas? They were locked up in prison, but at midnight, come on, the praise shook the foundations and set them free. Tell somebody, this is my midnight right now. I don't care what time you got on the clock, but I'm getting ready to shake it up and give him a praise. It's my midnight right now, and I'm going to praise my way out. God turns pressure into praise and pain into purpose. Let me say that again. He turns pressure into praise and pain into purpose. God does not, he does not allow trouble to destroy us. God said, I got a purpose in your trouble. I want your trouble to develop you. I know the devil's telling you that the trouble is going to destroy you. But God is saying, you got to know that when I'm on your side, if you just let me have my way, your trouble is going to develop you. He will use pressure to produce your praise. He'll take your pain and turn it into your purpose. He'll take your misery and turn it into a ministry. No wonder the psalmist said, you know, I know you got to weep, but weeping may endure only for a night. But joy, come on somebody, comes in the morning. I'm here to decree to somebody whose heart feels broken into a million little pieces. You did everything you could. You almost crawled to get in here tonight. But I'm here to tell you, child, lift up your head because morning is on its way. And in spite of what the enemy wants to do, we know our God is still in control. I said he's still in control. As we're about to step into 2025, we have to remember that we've got the same God who split the Red Sea. The same God who made water come out of a rock. The same God who fed 5,000 with 2 sardines and 5 barley loaves. Y'all, it's the same God who's about to open some doors for you and release favor and pour out blessings you don't have room enough to receive. I want somebody to declare, I'm getting ready for my overflow. I want to speak into your future. I want to release a prophetic declarations over you for 2025. As we cross over, we're not walking in fear. We're stepping into 2025. I don't care what nobody says. We're going to step into 2025 declaring, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. No weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. The enemy may come in like a flood, but the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. Somebody ought to shout, it's my season of victory. I'm going to tell the truth. Y'all know they've been trying to scare us ever since November 5th or whatever. And we all got a little shaking in our boots. Come on. But the Lord has made me to know the people of God have another place set aside. You may physically be in the United States of America, but God has a spiritual Goshen set up for us, and that mess is not going to touch us. Come on! God said it's going to be on your right, it's going to be on your left, it's going to be around you. But God said it won't be able to touch you. You're going to be walking around here where everybody looking sad, bad, and mad all at the same time doing the hammer time. Can't touch this, can't touch this. You might touch them if they let you, but you can't touch this. You do whatever you say you're going to do, but you can't touch this because God's got a hedge around me. So it's not time to be sad. We're going to go into the new year with a praise on our lips. We're going into the new year declaring he brought us through. We're going into the new year knowing that he is blessing us and making ways for us right now. He's about to do it for us right now. Come on here, somebody. So since we know it's on its way, what we waiting for? Why don't we go on and start giving him some praise? I don't have to see it to praise you for it. Oh yeah, we went through the fire and through the water, but you brought us out into a wealthy place. I'm here decreeing to the people of God, if gasoline gets $15 a gallon, you still gonna have enough money to get gas to go where you need to go and get back home. Reflective praise. Think about what he's done and remind yourself he did it once, he's gonna do it again. And I'm here to tell somebody that this is a time now for you to make up in your mind. Yes, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify. I just need somebody to help me. Just make him big. Oh, magnify. Enlarge the Lord with me and let us exalt his name together. I'm here to tell Agape, look out, 2025, it's going to be big. I said it's going to be big. I said it's going to be big.
God bless you, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I pray that you are blessed by this word. Listen, we have intercessors who are available to minister to you, pray with you, touch and agree in faith with you. You can give us a call. The number is right there on the screen, 855-258-7848. If you get the voicemail, just leave a message. They will get back with you. And you can request, when you call, a copy of our 3-month devotional. We send them out to those that are partners, and we also send them out just to those who request a copy. So maybe you would like a copy for yourself, or you'd like a copy for someone that is convalescing or needs to be encouraged. Give us a call right there, 855-258-7848, and ask that we send a copy out to them. I want you to know today that we are able to do what we do. We're able to come into your homes and be a blessing because of partners just like you. And I'm asking if you would consider sowing a seed into Just For You Ministries. Just For You Ministries, as you already know, because you've been blessed by the word, it's good ground. You see the information, the several ways in which you can give. Please do so. Consider it today. No seed is too small, no seed is too big. But we know that the seed that you sow will produce a harvest in your life. So consider sowing. I want you to know again, I'm so thankful that you've considered joining us. And remember, you can call for prayer, 855-258-7848. And our intercessors will be glad to pray, touch, and agree with you. Well, until next time, remember, we love you. We're praying for you because this is a ministry that is just for you.